Hi there. So I just had to take a little break from the apple tree to talk about Meghan and Harry's two big secrets. Because we have all these secrets running around. And I strongly suspect that all these secrets are just ways for Megsy to get the algorithm prepared for something. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because I think that these two quote unquote secrets are not really secrets and no one really cares. But what I think is important is that I think Megsy knows something is coming out, potentially some secrets about her. Because remember, before the bullying started to leak out, we heard about the bullied chicken. And now I think before the secrets that we really want to hear come out, she's prepping the headlines and prepping the algorithms by flooding it with lots of different random, unimportant news articles about secrets. She doesn't want our attention. That might be the original thought. She's saying that there are secrets because she wants the attention. No, she's prepping the algorithms, in my opinion. So let's look at this. Now, many of you will have seen this headline: Meghan Markle and Prince Harry preparing to share secret with family in due time as they look to shield children. Now, all of us, of course, immediately when we first saw this, assumed that this is something that they are sharing a secret with the family being the royal family and or the Markle family, and that it will happen in due time as they are shielding the children from whatever this secret is. Well, yes, they are shielding the children, but the family they are referring to are the children. Yeah, that's right. So it's interesting that this story is out there, and it's out there in many different forms, meaning that there are many different headlines all about the same general quote unquote secret. And like I said, it's pushing that word secret out there into the algorithms, which is where they want it for some particular reason. But another version of this article is here. And why Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have not told the kids about their royal lineage. Yes, that is the secret. The secret is kept from the kids that they are royalty. Yeah, right. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have reportedly kept their children in the dark about an important issue. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are reportedly in no rush to tell the children that they're royalty. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are proud parents to Prince Archie and Princess Lily, but the duo are set on the kids having a normal upbringing. Yes, this was printed 2 days ago, and this is printed by this Nika from the New York Post. She is a heavy, heavy supporter of the Sussexes. They'll have those conversations in due time, a source close to the couple told Us Weekly. They're so well mannered. Archie is sweet and curious and playful, and Lily is vibrant and happy. Still, Archie, who is sixth in line to the throne while Lilibet is seventh, will come to find out about their royal bloodline eventually. So, the secret is that they are keeping from the kids that they are royalty. Is this for real? Like, the sad thing is, this could be. And if they are absolute freaking morons. They know the world wants to see the children. I would expect them to live smaller lives until that gets sorted, if it ever does, the sort added. So the reason they're keeping the children hidden is because everybody else knows they're royalty, but the kids don't, and they're afraid that will confuse them. Well, one way to have solved that would have been to not keep it as a secret from the kids in the first place. Despite the pair's busy schedules, the insider adds that Harry and Meghan are hands-on parents. Yeah, except you can't be a hands-on parent if you're not in the same country. And right now, as far as I can tell, from the Colombia trip on, I don't see Harry as having a whole lot of time in Montecito, right? Because he went to Colombia, went home, and at some point in time, he then went to the UK. We don't know when because that is a mystery. Then he's staying there until he goes to New York. It's an awful lot of time that he is not around his family. They take the kids to school, they pick them up, and they are very active and present with them throughout the day. Does anybody else feel like they're being fed a line of BS? But that's okay, because they're going to clap back at us and tell me why I am wrong, right? Because that's what they do. While the Sussexes usually remain tight-lipped about their home life, Markle couldn't help but gush over her chatty, sweet kids during her trip to Colombia with Harry earlier this month. Being a mum has always been a dream of mine, and I'm so fortunate that we have two beautiful, healthy, very chatty, sweet children, she said. In part, I love being a mum. Does she? Does she love being a mum, like the Brits? Or does she like being a mom, like people in the US? This woman just doesn't even know her own identity. Markle will stay in Montecito with her kids next month while Harry jets off to New York City for a visit set to coincide with UN General Assembly High Level Week and Climate Week. High level. I thought about finding out what that was, but honestly, there's no point. Harry, 39, will be in the Big Apple to advance a number of his patronages and philanthropic initiatives, his rep said. His rep, not their rep, his rep. Adding that the father of two will be busy with engagements with African parks, the Halo Trust, the Diana Award, and Travelist. Really? You have the balls to do that, Harry? You have the balls to go there and talk about African parks? He will also be furthering the work of the Archwell Foundation when doesn't he? The nonprofit organization he co-founded with his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, his rep told the Post in a statement. Again, his rep. I find that fascinating. Have we usually heard a rep for the Sussexes? And now we're hearing his rep. I don't think that's a coincidence. But that's not all. No, no, no. Megsy's got more secrets. And props to Avid Gardner. I think she called this like weeks ago, I want to say. I want to say that she called this at least 2 weeks ago. And I remember thinking, come on, that's a bit of a reach. But damn, she is not spot on. Prince Harry Insider reveals where he really stayed on secret UK visit. Prince Harry made an under the radar trip to the UK last week to attend the funeral of his late uncle, Lord Robert Fellows, which was also attended by Prince William, and a report has revealed where he stayed during his short visit. And I also think that Avid Gardner is spot on when she says this very well could have been a test for Harry. You know what? Don't tell your wife, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it gets leaked. Tell me once again why you know this is the truth, that your wife is not the leak. Prove it to me. I really think that she could be spot on there. It makes sense. Prince Harry stayed at a poignant location during his secret trip to the UK that saw him reunite with Prince William for a sad family event, it has been claimed. Harry secretly flew from the US to join William at a memorial service of their late uncle, Lord Robert Fellows, at St. Mary's Church in Snittisham, Norfolk, last Thursday. Lord Fellows, the husband of their aunt and Princess Diana's older sister, Lady Jane Fellows, died in July at the age of 82. It was the first time they had attended the same event since their father King Charles's coronation last May. But despite seemingly managing to put their differences aside for yesterday's service, there were signs of them still keeping their distance from one another. I have to say, I really don't agree with this feeling that we have to pretend or, praise Harry just because he's acting like the grown up he ought to act like all the time, for once. Harry's under the radar trip to his homeland for the service came just days before the 27th anniversary of the death of his and William's late mother, Princess Diana. And it has now emerged that during his stay, Harry stayed at his late mother's ancestral home, which is also her final resting place. According to People magazine, Harry stayed with his uncle Earl Spencer, the younger brother of Princess Diana at Althorp House during his stay in the UK. Diana is buried on an island in the middle of Althorp's round oval lake. In his memoir Spare, Harry recalls visiting his mother's final resting place and also taking wife Meghan Markle there 2 years ago on the 25th anniversary of her death. In the book, he recalls, "At long last, I was bringing the girl of my dreams home to meet Mum." Gosh, that is disturbing. And it's not that he's doing it that I find disturbing. It's the way he talks about it, or that it is spoken about, I should say, that I find just very disturbing. We hesitated, hugging, and then I went first. I placed flowers on the grave. Meg gave me a moment, and I spoke to my mother in my head, told her I missed her, asked her for guidance and clarity. Feeling that Meg might also want a moment, why would she? She never met her. I went around the hedge, scanned the pond. When I came back, Meg was kneeling, eyes shut, palms against the stone. I asked as we walked back to the boat what she prayed for. Clarity, she said, and guidance. Uh-huh. Meanwhile, despite warring brothers William and Harry both attending the service, those who saw them at the event hinted their rift might not yet be healed due to one sign: they're keeping their distance. One source told The Sun how they only saw the brothers at the end of the service, adding, "I didn't know they were there. They arrived very discreetly." Another noted they did not speak to each other, saying, "William and Harry were both there, but we never saw them speak to each other, and they were keeping their distance." How many different ways do they think they need to say that? I mean, we got it the first time, didn't we? Meanwhile, Reverend Dan Tansey, who led the service yesterday, has also told of what the brothers said to him after the service. He told The Sun, "It was only as I was greeting the congregation on the way out that Prince William was shaking my hand, and then, very quickly after, Prince Harry did too. It was a surprise, but a really, really pleasant surprise that they had both come." He added, "On the way out, they both said thank you for the service, and I thanked them for coming." Well, that's just really deep investigative journalism, isn't that? I mean, just mind blowing. After the service, which was described as a memorial rather than a funeral, a reception was held, which the vicar said was very relaxed and cordial. However, he added, "I don't recollect them speaking to each other, but there were a lot of family members and friends speaking to them." The Reverend also said it would have meant a lot to Lord Fellows and his widow Jane, an older sister of the Princess Diana, that both brothers made the service. William and Harry's uncle Lord Fellows was married to Diana's older sister, Jane, for over 45 years. They have three children, Laura, Alexander, and Eleanor, who are all cousins of William and Harry. Laura is also godmother to William and Catherine's only daughter, Princess Charlotte. Lord Fellows was also private secretary to the late Queen in the 1990s, including when Charles and Diana's marriage broke down. He also advised the late monarch when Fergie and Prince Andrew's marriage ended and Windsor Castle went up in flames, destroying 115 rooms in 1992. He was still in the role when his sister-in-law, Diana, tragically died in a Paris car crash at the age of 36. His role as a palace courtier meant that he often had a strained relationship with his sister-in-law, but when she died suddenly, he said, "I was deeply fond of her. She was a very good person. She found it difficult in life to find happiness, and I'm sad for people who have that situation." I mean, I have to say, you gotta kind of feel bad for the guy. He had a stressful career, not because his career was stressful, but if you're gonna be a palace aide to the a private secretary to the late queen, I mean, that's not the time to be it because it certainly meant he had a lot of stress on his plate. I feel for him. Honestly, I do. So those are Megsy's secrets this week, and I don't think it's coincidence that she's categorizing both as secrets. Again, I say it's the algorithms. There never was a bullied chicken. But the fact that she is putting these out there as secrets makes me wonder what might be coming down the pipe. I mean, does this mean that things are changing in the royal family's reaction and they have wind of it And so Meghan is preparing. She always thinks about the algorithm. I think that when she was first engaged and married to Prince Harry, she didn't think of the algorithms. And I think she realized her mistake because they got behind the 8 ball in them. And I think that that's something that Boozy brought to her, that knowledge. And so now she tries to do it proactively and tries to stop them and get a good headline out there beforehand. There's no other explanation for a bullied chicken. There's no other explanation for telling us the secret you are not telling your children. I mean, if you're trying to keep them centered and down to earth and unaware of their royal status, why the hell are you putting it out in the media? The two contradict. So I don't think that's a secret. Yes, I do think Harry did secretly arrive, but I wonder if that was a secret to Megsy too. We don't know. Maybe we will one day, but these are Megsy's secrets, and I like to think that it's a sign of a change of tide, and maybe something new and more interesting will be next. And I'm sorry today if you hear some weird clicks on the microphone. I was actually, when I'm talking, I was being very talking with my hands. I kept hitting it, so I do apologize. Thank you. So, those are my thoughts. Can't wait to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.
Don't make me go Cobra. I will go Oprah on your ass. Don't make me.